This is obviously it's a big occasion for you and all the players, and it must be hard to look past the idea that a third place in the third round is what everybody wants in the FA Cup.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, with the added pressure of me coming from Morecambe, only not too long ago, to Solihull as well. It's a good test for us to go up there and obviously get a result to put some history into the club and try and get into the third round as well.
Yes, you've had, to say the least, you've had an unusual build-up to this game. How are you and your colleagues? I suppose you've barely seen one another for the last 10 days or so.
Yeah, luckily I wasn't there for the Altrincham game, and we was all meant to report to training on the Friday, but obviously, unfortunately, the gaffer and a few of the lads got COVID, and that gave us the 10 to 14 day isolation period. But today we're back in training, ready for a good session, get some much needed training into our legs today and tomorrow, and get ourselves ready for Saturday as well.
I imagine that must have put a lot more, I don't know what's the phrase, personal responsibility on you to make sure while you were isolating or whatever it is, that you were keeping yourself as fit as you possibly could, difficult though that is.
Yeah. For myself, I would class that as like a mini pre-season, to say. Obviously, being at home and not being able to train at the high capacity as what we do at the training ground. We didn't really have many footballs. Obviously, training by myself, doing a lot of running, to say, and I've had a lot of time to myself as well to go over things, especially with the run of games we've had in the September time up until now. So yeah, all the lads are ready. We're ready to train, and we're ready for a tough test on Saturday as well.
It was, I mean, a break like that's unfortunate at any time, but you were just getting a bit of momentum going as well, weren't you?
Yeah. Personally and as a team as well, we had a run of succession clean sheets, 6 on the bounce. We had a few decent results. Obviously, we was in the playoff contentions, and we had a tough 3 games coming up against Torquay. I think it was Wellstone and Halifax as well. So, it could have put us into contention to be into the top 2 and even pushing for that first place spot as well. But unfortunately, the COVID hit our squad. But now we've got had the games rearranged, so we're going to start from Saturday and kick our momentum off in the league again on Tuesday at Hartlepool as well.
How big a deal is it for you personally to play an old club? I appreciate that most footballers, by the time they've been playing for a little while, inevitably come up against an old club at some time. But this is quite a big game for you to do it.
Yes, obviously I've played against former clubs before, but not in this quick transition, to say, because I've only just left in the summer, and obviously he's come differently because I'm playing him in the FA Cup, and per se I've never been past the first round in clubs I've been at. At Cheltenham, I've never been past the first round, so it's a good test for me to come to Solihull and then get myself enjoying my football again, and obviously coming against Morecambe as well. It's even more special to play against a former club, but I'm a Solihull Moors player, and I'm going to go up there with no qualms and try and kick Morecambe out the FA Cup as well and put Solihull into the third round.
And just one more thought from me. Sometimes these days you hear people knock the FA Cup and say, it isn't as important as it used to be, and it's second to the league for some clubs, and I understand that. But times like this must bring it home to you, if it needed it, that for you and for Solihull Moors, this is really a very big deal. I know you've got ambitions in the league as well, but this in itself is a major moment for a club like Solihull Moors.
Yeah, it is. As a club and as a collective, we've had numerous meetings with the manager. Obviously, our main objective in the league is to get promoted. But, we want to take every game as it's like a league game. We want to do well. We want to test ourselves against league opposition. We've already done that against Scunthorpe in the first round. So, we've got high hopes of going into this game on Saturday and to cause another upset and put Solihull into history and get ourselves into the third round as well.
Yeah, lovely. Good luck. All the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben, do you want to jump in, mate? Yeah, cheers, Luke. Hey, Jordan. Just first and foremost, I know obviously you didn't get to play at Altrincham. I'm guessing it's safe to say that whatever caused that is all resolved now and you're good and ready to go.
Yeah, obviously, with the run of games we've had from this league season, I did have a little tightness in my hamstring at Scunthorpe, so the manager didn't want to risk that going in towards the run of games we've had going into, especially over the Christmas period. So I thought to myself, we've all come to an arrangement to have like a little rest for myself, especially with previous injuries on my hamstring I've had. So I've gained more from having that little rest, and I'm raring to go for Saturday as well.
I think it's safe to say that obviously you just mentioned the Scunthorpe game. That was the Moors' first away win in almost a year, and then two come along at once. So it's almost like a London bus thing with these away wins. Of those wins, maybe if not for yourself, because obviously you haven't been a part of much of that time, but would you say that for some of the players in the team, if not for yourself, that those wins have given a stronger sense of belief to the squad in the sense that you can go away knowing now that you can win those tough away games?
Yeah, as a collective, and definitely we've all gone into high hopes with any game, even home games as well. We know we can come against any opposition by the way we play, the football we play, and we can go to away games as well, even against league opposition. Like at Scunny, we did well. We played our normal range of football, and I thought we dominated most of that game, and obviously we came away with the win. And we've taken that, well, the lads taken that into the Altrincham game, carried on the way we're playing, and we're going to take that into Saturday as well.
You obviously weren't involved in some of the previous close calls in regards to the Moors getting to the FA Cup third round. Obviously, the games at Luton, Blackpool, and then obviously the home game against Rotherham last year. The Moors got very, very close to the third round in all three, you could say. Has anything been said about that in the dressing room, that there's a sense of righting some wrongs?
I wouldn't say that we've had a conversation about previous FA Cup ties. I wasn't here for the previous games, but I watched the Rotherham game on telly last year, and Solihull were lucky to get kicked out. They were 3-0 up at half time, and obviously with the league tie, like Rotherham, they're a high League One Championship club, and they just had, I would say, they had the experience over Solihull. But this season, we've got a good manager. We play expansive football. We play football that suits our players, and it really helps. And we've had team oppositions coming up at half time saying we don't know what to do. We don't know how to play against this. So it works. It works for us. It benefits us, and we're testing ourselves against league opposition, which helps us as well if we want to get promoted from the National League as well. So I think we've got high expectations in ourselves as a club that we want to do well and get ourselves into the third round and cause more upsets, because Lincoln have done it in the National League, so why can't we as well?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you yourself have just, obviously you've just come down from League Two, but in some ways, are you thinking that this is near enough like a National League type of game for you, just against a team with a bigger kind of shiny Football League status, so to speak? You know that you can go and beat that kind of team, having done it just recently?
Yeah, definitely. Any opposition we come against, we have no phases against what league they're in or what competition it is. We're going to go out there and play our own football, play the way we play. We got nothing to be scared of. Like, we're a decent team. I think as a collectively, we've got great players. We've got people who can fit the system at any formation, 3-5-2 or 4-3-3 to say. But we're not scared of anything. We've got nothing to lose. We just want to go up there and play the way we play and cause another upset as well and get ourselves into the third round.
You say you're not scared of anything, but do you have any kind of reservation, so to speak, about the fact that you've been kind of effectively sat at home for 2 weeks, or at least some of the squad have anyway?
Yeah, like you said, obviously the situation with COVID, it has given us a 2-week, say, layoff of any football. But we've got a great fitness backroom staff, great staff. We've worked intensively in training up until the COVID situation, and I think the lads out there I've been keeping ourselves fit at home as well. It could be anything, even running, walking, or just keeping themselves active like that. But we've come back into training today and we're just going to hit the ground running. And whatever happens on Saturday, I think we can cause another upset either if we have had the 2 week layoff as well. But we know we're fit as a team and fit as a collective group as well.
Obviously, in the last 24 hours or so, there's one piece of news that's absolutely dominated football and indeed arguably even world news, and that's the passing of Diego Maradona. Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, it must be interesting from your perspective, given that your job is to really kind of stop magic like that from happening, really. But does that affect the way that you look at a player like Diego Maradona, or indeed the great offensive talents at all?
Yeah, obviously he was a great player. He wasn't in my generation to say, but you know, when you see like little flashbacks of clips from him on the internet, and obviously the hand of God situation. From what I've seen on his clips, he was a great man. He was a great player. Everybody looks up to him, and you know, may God rest his soul that he's unfortunately passed away. And you know, the whole footballing world is recognising a great icon of his stature as well.
Good luck for Saturday, Jordan. Hope you have a good time at your old place. Hopefully it's a productive trip for you.